Hey everybody, HomeSliceHenry here, and in today's video we'll be taking a look at some very spicy battles submitted by you, the community. Now these battles are from a ways back earlier in the season, back when the Great League and Great League Remix Cup were out. But the good news is today we are finally going to take a look at them because these are some very fun battles. The first set that we're looking at features an XL level 47 DRILBUR in the Great League Remix Cup, and then after that we'll be taking a look at XL level 50 SPINDA battles. So to start with, let's hop into the battles and let's take a look at XL DRILBUR in the Great League Remix Cup. Picking up a pretty neutral lead in the first match, as you can see Frostlash into Whiscash, and Frostlash really doesn't have to fear the first Mud Bomb here. The Mud Bombs will add up because Frostlash definitely isn't the tankiest Mon ever, but this Avalanche will hit very hard, so we do see the shield come up. And now opting to switch into the DRILBUR, and this should just be the Mud Bomb. And DRILBUR actually tanks the Mud Bomb okay, but as you can see, definitely not the tankiest Mon, much like its evolution Excadrill. So going to shield up the second Mud Bomb and now able to get to the Drill Run. And unfortunately, DRILBUR is stuck with Mud Slap, so does not get Mud Shot like its evolution. The opponent brings in a Toxicroak, which takes massive damage. Those Mud Slaps taking out half of Toxicroak's health. Oh my goodness, and now able to bring back in the Frostlash. This Avalanche will be taking out the Toxicroak if they decide not to shield, which they do not. They have a Seismitoad in the back, and here Sirfetch'd is ready to close strong. They're going to be able to get to these two Leaf Blades, and at that point the opponent realizes the game's over and concedes the match. Alright, hopping to the next match, and this is a very neutral lead. We have a Snarl Mandibuzz into Frostlash, so both parties able to hit for super effective damage, going to shield up the foul play and go for the Avalanche. Unfortunately, Avalanche will not KO the Mandibuzz. Mandibuzz can tank it if they want to. They decide not to, and unfortunately, for the second charge move, the Mandibuzz does outpace. Will be able to connect with this Avalanche, but the Mandibuzz can shield if they want to. They opt to let it go and go down. They bring in Registeel and now brings in the Sirfetch'd. I definitely like this play because you have two great responses to steel types in the back. Sirfetch'd will be able to connect with a Night Slash, but with no shields, this charge move is going to be doing massive damage. They do go for the Flash Cannon there, just doesn't KO. But unfortunately, since they didn't throw the Focus Blast, they take a lot of counter damage, which gets them very low. DRILBUR comes in to farm down. They're able to switch out and preserve the Registeel. Now this is going to be tough because DRILBUR is not the tankiest, able to get to the Drill Run, which is very, very nice. This should hopefully get the shield, and then with the Mud Slaps, it should just about be in Avalanche range, and yes! Frostlash able to get to the Avalanche, and from here, this is a good game. Registeel cannot hold two charge moves, so they can throw and take out the Frostlash, but one Mud Slap from the XL DRILBUR is going to take them out, and that is going to be a good game. Alright, hopping into the next match. We have Frostlash into Cresselia, pretty nice lead. The opponent save switches into Obstagoon, and Sirfetch'd is here to demonstrate why Obstagoon is in no way a safe swap. Sirfetch'd able to farm all the way down and leave with a lot of energy to threaten this Cresselia. Now, unfortunately, Sirfetch'd is very glassy, so Cresselia can actually Psycho Cut down if they want to. Able to get to Night Slash number 2, forces the shield, gets the boost, but unfortunately gets farmed down. But the nice thing here is, Frostlash can tank any one move from Cresselia here. They tank it, just the Grass Knot, that's fine. And now it should just about be in Avalanche range. Going for the Avalanche, that does take out the Cresselia. What's in the back? It's Shadow Kanto Ninetales, and this is DRILBUR's moment to shine. Oh my goodness, Mud Slap absolutely destroying the Ninetales, and DRILBUR is going to be able to close strong here. Let's go, you love to see it. XL DRILBUR the Mighty. Alright, hopping into the next match, picking up a very nice lead. We have Frostlash into Beedrill. Of course, being the ghost typing, these poison jabs really don't do a lot. And able to correctly shield the Drill Run, that's massive. And now going to fire back with the heavy hitting Avalanche. Avalanche does get the shield, and the Froslass will be able to outpace here. So Froslass will be able to force the second shield if that Beedrill does not want to go down. They do force the shield, and now it's a tough question. Is the Beedrill baiting? Shield's up. The Beedrill is not baiting. So the nice thing is, and the opponent switches out into a Sunny Cast form. They recognize that they weren't going to be able to win switch advantage, but DRILBUR is here to absolutely shut it down. DRILBUR able to get to the drill run. This, of course, is going to be taking out the Sunny Cast form. And DRILBUR, despite taking a lot of damage, able to put in some work. Now, unfortunately, that Beedrill did get farmed, but the Froslass has the stored Avalanche. That, of course, is going to be taking out the Beedrill. And then what is in the back? It's a Hypno in the back. Can they get to the Shadow Ball? Yes, they can. And that is going to be a good game. Shadow Ball does massive damage. It's a simultaneous KO, but with the Surfetched in the back, they're able to get the win. Very nicely done. All right, hopping to the next match. Ooh, we have a Pidgeot on the lead, going to save swap into Dugong and going straight for the Shadow Ball. I like this play. You would definitely want to try and get a shield advantage or just try and get a health advantage for when you inevitably switch into the Surfetched. And now bringing in the Surfetched and able to go for that Leaf Blade. And this is going to be doing a lot of damage to the Dugong, just about taking it out. Unfortunately, that Pidgeot will come back in. These gusts are tearing through Surfetched. Surfetched able to fire back with the Night Slash. Night Slash still not doing a whole lot, and this Pidgeot now has a fairly substantial energy lead. In comes the Froslass, and Pidgeot's at a charge move, and they can safely Feather Dance here, which makes this rough. The opponent switches out. They have a Whiscash in the back, banks a ton of energy, and switches onto the DRILBUR. Very nicely done. And at this point, my guess is we may see them preserve the shield for the Froslass. So opting to let that go. Can they get to the drill run? Oh, they just can't. And now it's all up to Froslass to close here. Avalanche gets the shield. Okay. This feels like it might be doable. I believe you're going to have to farm up until just before you hit 2. They don't. This is going to be tough. Can they survive a gust from this health range? The Pidgeot comes in. They're able to survive the gust. They throw in the middle of the second one. That Avalanche will take them out, and that is a good game. Oh man, I apparently need to trust in the bulk of Froslass more. Froslass tanking that like a champ. Bit of a rough lead in the next match, but a very nice catch onto the DRILBUR. And now the opponent brings in Drapion, so this very well could be a double poison team. And if it is, it's almost assuredly Nidoqueen in the back. So switch advantage is now the win con. Going to be able to get the shield back with the drill run, which is very nice. And I believe you may be able to shield up and farm down here. You have to go for switch advantage in this situation. Can they get there? Yes! They're able to flip switch. That is absolutely massive, as there's almost assuredly a Nidoqueen in the back. Drill Run gets it very low, and then the snipe with the Surfetched to get rid of the energy, and it is a Shadow Nidoqueen in the back. So absolutely fantastic job playing for switch advantage, recognizing the line, and since they were able to get the shield, then from here, this game is over. Poison Fang takes them out. They're very close to a move on the Froslass. They're waiting the clock. One more Powder Snow, able to get to the Avalanche. That is, of course, going to be taking out the Shadow Nidoqueen, and that is a good game. So all in all, some very cool battles featuring XL DRILBUR, not a Pokemon I've seen used before. All right, and now we hop over to the regular Great League with level 50 Spinda. Very nicely, Nidoqueen into a Alomomola. The opponent is going to save swap into Sableye and going to counter swap into the level 50 Spinda. Now, Spinda with Psycho Cut Icy Wind is incredibly spammy and is just going to start absolutely unloading on this Sableye. And opting to let that go, very smartly recognizing that switch advantage is not excessively important because the only good matchup that Nidoqueen had against the team was against Spinda, and that's now been eliminated. and the opponent has a Shadow Machamp in the back. They are so weak to Hypno. Hypno comes in, doing massive damage to the Nidoqueen. Shields up the Poison Fang, trying to farm down, not quite able to do so. And you have to let this go because you need a shield to protect against the Rock Slide from the Machamp. Although at this health, Machamp can just go straight Cross Chop here. Going for the back-to-back moves, back-to-back Fire Punches. This will be doing a nice chunk of damage to the Machamp. And Hypno able to farm down and get the win. All right, hopping to the next match. A fairly nice lead. Alomomola into Dugong. They save swap Shadow Victory Bell and goes into the Spinda. Now, Spinda should be able to force some shields here, but unfortunately, it's just going to get Razor Leafed down. So, potentially, the Hypno may have been the better counter swap. Hypno able to farm down. Now, the question is, do they bring in the Dugong here? Which they do. Dugong is not going to appreciate this Thunder Punch. Shadow Thunder Punch hurts quite a bit. Bringing in the Alomomola, and the opponent has a Gallade in the back. Gallade, of course, has access to Leaf Blade, which would be hitting for super effective damage, and hitting pretty hard because Gallade is fairly attack weighted. Able to take them out with the Psychic. The Dugong throws the move, just the Icy Wind. And now, the goal is to try and stall out the clock, if at all possible, and kill with the Thunder Punch. Able to stall the clock, switches back in, gets to the Thunder Punch. This will be doing a nice amount of damage to the Dugong. And from here, this is going to be a good game. Able to shield up, farm down, and get the win. Very nicely played. All right, hopping in the next match. Very nice lead. We have a Alomomola into Diggersby. The opponent save swaps into Emolga. Oh my goodness, very spicy, and able to catch the Aerial Ace onto the Shadow Hypno. This Thunderbolt will hurt, still able to survive it and get to the Thunder Punch to force the opponent to make the shielding decision. The opponent goes for a switch and they're not able to get it. Tough call. They bring in the Spinda, and it's an Obstagoon. So things not looking great here, as due to Spinda's normal typing, these counters are absolutely shredding it. Able to get off the Icy Wind, and catches onto the Alomomola. Very nicely done. Oh, but the Obstagoon boosts, and here's where only having Psychic is incredibly bad, as unfortunately, the Hydro Pump would be huge here, or even the Blizzard, but without it, this is looking very rough. They're going to have to commit to the farm down. The opponent switches out into the Diggersby, and now just has to go for the Psychic, and able to switch back into the Spinda to get some usefulness out of it. Hit them with the super effective Icy Wind. They're able to get to the second one. The spamminess of Spinda. Able to get it very low. And now the question is, do they have multiple moves loaded? That they do. Is this the Fire Punch or the Earthquake? They don't get to the Earthquake. Obstagoon gets farmed down as well. And oh my goodness, Alomomola clutches up and gets the win. All right, hopping into the next match. Alomomola into Obstagoon. Unfortunately, the back line is very weak to Obstagoon, so can't switch out. And here's where having a second charge move on Alomomola again would come in clutch. As unfortunately, being forced to throw Psychic moves on a Dark Pokemon is never really a great spot to be in. Going to shield this up, definitely going to try and do as much damage as possible here, and switches into the Spinda. Spinda, oh, tanks the Cross Chop. That does a ton of damage, but firing back with the Icy Wind. Does get the shield and able to get to the last Icy Wind. So Spinda able to take out the Obstagoon, and hopefully that should free up the Hypno in the back. Now the opponent brings in Shadow Nidoqueen, and Hypno is going to absolutely shred here, and they have a Wigglytuff in the back. Now, Wigglytuff without shields, Hypno can definitely handle, and the opponent concedes the match. Let's go. All right, hopping to the next match, we have Alomomola into Machamp. Opting to stay in at first. Psychic will be nice here, but does have a pretty nice response in the Hypno. The opponent switches into Jellicent, and unfortunately doesn't have a great response to Jellicent, but can bring in Spinda because they can't Shadow Ball, which they do anyway. Yeah, you definitely don't want to throw Shadow Ball into a normal type, so the opponent's unfamiliarity with Spinda's typings comes in clutch, able to land the Rock Blast and getting to a second one. So Spinda actually being a pretty okay Jellicent counter because they didn't end up having Ice Beam. And Spinda able to farm down, but they are now debuffed. aggressively brings in the Hypno, and it's a Grand Bull in the back, able to farm down the Grand Bull, living on 1 HP with 2 charge moves. First Thunder Punch comes through, and able to get off the second Thunder Punch, able to get both shields, and things are looking very promising. As with 2 shields, Alomomola should be able to close out this match, shielding up and actually bringing in the Spinda, and Spinda living on 1 HP, getting to the Icy Wind, and that is a good game. So all in all, some very, very fun battles, and thank you again for those battle submissions. If you guys notice, this isn't Master League content or Little Cup. That's because if you're watching this the day of recording, I am actually out of town for the weekend, but I will be back on Monday, and this upcoming week, I should have some more content for you guys. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're enjoying the content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And a special thank you, as always, to our members here on YouTube. The support you guys provide is absolutely incredible. So thank you guys oh so very much. And until next time, I've been HomeSliceHenry.